Hey everyone. So a lot of people ask me, how do I know the status of a test inside after each hook? So I have two tests, one is passing, one is failing. The passing one is passing right here, the failing one is failing. And let's say inside after each, I want to do something for the failing test, but not for the passing test. Maybe you want to report something. So first, let's confirm that the commands inside after each execute for both tests, for passing and for the failing one. So for passing, login here executes, and for failing, login here executes. So both tests run after each hook. But how do we know the status of a test? And here's where you can do a very interesting thing. Console log this and use function callback syntax, because then you'll point at the test context object. And notice that it has a couple properties. The current runnable is the hook itself, but also you have a current test. Now, notice it says to undefined even though it shows it in the DevTools console. Well, that's because it's an object and console log shows the reference to the object, and Cypress clears that object after the test. So that's why it shows it initially, but when you expand, it's gone. So instead of just using this, you can say current test. Okay, now we have information that is not going anywhere. So this is the first test, which is passing test, and notice it has the state passed. Okay, and let's look at the second test that's failing, and its state is failed. Cypress tests have a couple of statuses, and I'll link my blog post explaining them, but for now, let's do the following. If this current test state is failed, and we'll say failed, exclamation point. Else, well, we can say, okay. So what does it do? So it knows failed, and it knows to log OK. So this is how we can access the current test state, failed or succeeded, inside the after each hook.